Welcome, gentlemen, to the Salty Gentleman podcast. I'm your host, Hayden. With me always is Colton, and let's get this thing going, man.
Yeah, dude. How's it been? It's been a week.
It's been a week. Not too bad. You know, staying busy with work, and we're a week out from Christmas, man.
Dude, I am not ready at all.
You're not.
This last couple weeks have been so crazy. Like, I've gotten my wife done. Like, I got all her presents done because we're doing a little bit smaller this year.
Nice.
One is sitting in the back of my car, one sitting in the truck, one sitting upstairs, and then a couple other ones are just kind of scattered around.
Yeah, that's about how I'm at with my wife. She's got everything all wrapped up, ready to go, all nice and neat, and I've got all of her stuff scattered throughout the house. I'm like,
nothing is wrapped at all. And it's just like, oh, I'll do that like next Friday, Christmas Eve.
I'll do it Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that's how it has been lately. But
It's been wild.
We've been trying to get everything else done, dude. Everyone this year is just like, I don't know what I want for Christmas. I'm like, tell me, because I even texted you and your wife the other day. I'm like, hey, what do you guys want for Christmas?
You're way too generous.
No, don't give me that. Dude, yeah, it's been crazy, though. It has been.
Yeah, this year's just flown by already, too.
I know, I feel like I should be like July right now.
Yep.
The snow has definitely made it feel a little bit more like Christmas.
Yeah, so you can kind of adjust the time clock, the internal time clock, but it's still been, like, this year's just been flying by. It's been nuts.
Yeah, and even at work, it's we've been working outside a lot lately, but we worked inside the last 2 days, and I can tell you that I wanted to strip down to just nothing but a t-shirt and pants.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was warm, and it was weird. I was like, I'm dressed for outdoor weather, and I'm inside right now.
Yep. That's how it goes. And then as soon as you strip down, you got to run out to the truck and grab something. You got to put the layers back on.
Yep. That's how it goes every single time. But dude, when are we going to go hunting?
I think let's try for Christmas Eve, man.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve day.
Ooh, Christmas Eve day.
Go get in some duck hunting. See what happens.
Because it's only open, I think, 3 weeks?
Yeah, we're to the last little bit of it.
That's weird.
Which I feel the season has just flown by.
It has, because I think, dude, with COVID and everything being so busy, it's been hard to get out.
Yeah, it's been way hard to get out.
Being married doesn't help with that, dude.
No.
It doesn't. But
nope.
I still got to convince my wife to go out and go with us a little bit. But she always says it's going to be way too cold. And that 4:30 wake-up call, every time I've tried, she gets up, she's like, oh, babe, go without me. I'm like, okay, all right, I see how it is.
Go without me.
Yep. We'll get there eventually.
Eventually. Well, man, I guess that kind of leads us right up into the topic of what we were wanting to talk about today.
Yeah.
Is a term I like to call the de-urbanization of society.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Meaning that the people are moving away from the more urban areas into the more suburban and rural areas. And I feel like COVID's got a lot to do with that.
Dude, COVID it's been a blessing and a burden. Like, it's been a burden on everybody. But I see so many more people outside.
Oh, yeah. And that's the other thing. We were talking about the fly fishermen in the last podcast. Like, you could go to a lake like we did to go hunting and not see anybody else there.
Yeah.
But there's people fly fishing. Like, there's even way more people rolling in after we left.
Yeah. There was so many boats and, trucks, trailers, which is actually funny. I was reading a statistic the other day, and it is said that 2020, 2021 have had the highest boat loans, trailer loans, and like different loans that people have gotten in the last 30 years.
That's nuts.
Because so many people, like all the trailer places, they can't keep their stock because as soon as they get something in, someone's over there like, hey, give me it.
Oh yeah, everything with everything. I've been wanting to get a canvas tent, and I've been looking at them for a minute now, and they're always sold out, but pre-order for this date or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. And it's just nuts. I remember, I believe it was 2020, the summer of 2020. I went to Sportsman's Warehouse, and we were just looking at fishing stuff, just fishing stuff, like. And they always have fully stocked shelves of random lures, random this, like just stuff that nobody really buys, completely wiped out. Shelves
Yes.
are wiped out.
Yes. Dude, okay. I'm a big troller. Like, I love going trolling. And I always use Rapalas. Like, hot steel Rapalas are the best thing ever to use. My dad swears up and down with these. The summer of 2020, I tried to find those. I think I went to like 6 Walmarts, 2 Sportsman's, Shields, Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, everything. Not a thing. Like, they were wiped out. And when I actually did find one, which is at a Walmart, they were like locked up like guns.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, like, I look over there and I'm like, I don't know how to get in this. Like, it's a fully glassed up case with a key on it, and I'm like, hey, guy, can I get a Rapala? He's like, oh, how many you want? Because I can only sell you one. I'm like, what? I'm like, is this a gun? Do you need to see my ID as well? Like, what's going on?
Do I need to get a background check before I buy this? Like, what's
Serious.
going on here?
So I got to make sure I'm not a criminal to get me a Rapala.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, that same year and 2021 as well. This year, I'm a big catfisher. I love going out catfishing.
Yep.
It's easy to do because I do it late at night. You know, usually about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I can say, hey, get the kids ready for bed, help the wife get them to bed, and be like, okay, I'm out. I'll be back at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yep.
You know?
You always got to stop at Beto's on the way home. You know that.
I mean, that must be an unspoken rule.
That is an unspoken rule, dude. Every time I go catfishing, you go catfishing, and then you go to Beto's. Every time.
Well, you know what? I got this summer to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to Beto's at 3 in the morning.
Perfect. But yeah, anyways, I had this one catfishing spot that was kind of in Bluffdale, fishing the Jordan River, and nobody was there. It's kind of a hike to get there.
Over at the pump house.
Not the pump house.
Oh, not
it's
the pump house.
right in Bluffdale. So you kind of got to hike down into this gully. It's like all by the tracks station
yeah.
stuff. Like the tracks roll right through it. So you got to dodge some trains. But anyways, this spot's pretty sketchy to get to, kind of hard to get to. So only like true, fishermen would try it. And I took my buddy out this last summer. And usually when you get there, nobody is there. Okay,
Yeah.
Nobody's there. Catfishing's great. It's a good little secluded area. We got there, and there was like 12 people there.
What?
12 people, and they were all over the place. And I was like, geez, I actually ended up talking to one of them. And I was like, geez, man, I thought this spot was pretty, like, on the down low. Like, nobody really knew about it.
Yeah.
And he told me, yeah, like, I think with COVID and stuff, everybody wants to get out more and do things. And then he's like, there's this fishing app that people post to, and I forget what it's called. I think it was called FishBrain or something like that.
Yeah.
And you can tag little locations of where the fish are and
Yep.
what. And I was like,
Little-
what? Are
little
you
picture.
serious? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I've had to put in some hard work to find these spots, And
Yeah.
all these chumps that are usually sitting at computers or doing whatever or staying home playing video games are out here
Dude,
trying to catch fish. It's like, man, come
yeah.
on.
But I will say it is kind of refreshing to see everybody out. Like, yeah, it's not fun to go share your spot with somebody else, but dude, at least people are out. Like, I honestly thought like the fishing and hunting game would die eventually.
Yeah, and that's all you hear about too is the NRA. They have their American Hunter magazine and stuff like that, and they're always talking like, oh, we need to get more people into hunting. We need to do this. We need to do that, just for the good of the sport, really. Which I'm on board for, but then it also sucks because then you run into the situations like we have in Utah where literally everybody goes duck hunting for a week a year, or the big thing is mule deer around here.
Yep.
That's ridiculous. The rifle deer is really big here.
Yeah.
And the bow hunting community is insane down here too.
Dude, that's something I got into about 4 years ago, and I didn't realize how big it was.
Yeah, it is insanely huge down here.
And we actually got tags 2020 for the Book Cliffs. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, it was just like a little spike elk tag. But it was that really, really dry year as well.
Oh, yeah.
But we went up there, and usually, you know, you see 3-4 trucks up there. Dude, there were so many trucks. Like, I went and, like, was just, like, glassing around a canyon, and I could count, like, 15 orange vests. I'm just like, oh,
wow.
There's 2 more guys. Oh, there's 3 over there. Yeah, dude,
it's crazy how popular it's getting now.
which is good.
Which is good.
It's good.
For sure.
But, yeah, if you're, like, been a diehard hunter for years and years and not just like everybody that's just jumping into it, it's a little hard to swallow, but you're like, oh, I'm glad people are going along and teaching, like, their kids. Because me personally, I want my kids to know about hunting and fishing and want to actually go out and do that and explore that world, because that was my favorite thing. Like, me as a kid, you couldn't get me not to be outside.
Oh, 100%.
Like, when we went camping, I would help set up the trailer or the tent. I'd be gone.
Yep.
I'd take my pellet gun. You wouldn't see me till dinner time. And I'm still like that. I take my wife out and I'm like, babe, I'll be back. Like, I'll bring something later.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely good because especially nowadays, the kids nowadays, you know, like everybody has their iPhone or tablet in front of their face. And that's just not how it was when I was a kid. You know, like the most advanced system that I had growing up was the Nintendo 64.
Yep.
And we hardly played it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we were always outside.
It was just more fun, dude. And, you know, you had, like, the airsoft guns that we'd always go and shoot.
Yep. Getting the airsoft wars and things like
Yep.
that.
I remember one of our Christmas parties, and I remember I got an airsoft gun that was like a little Uzi, and I remember bringing it. It was a fully automatic one. Do you remember this Christmas
I want to say I do remember.
where we accidentally shot it into the place?
Oh,
we had
yeah.
the building, and all of a sudden it went off.
And didn't you get it taken away for the day or something?
no,
Or
I think-
what happened? This was years
My
ago.
dad, he took it, and he's told me to go outside and run. He's like, we're gonna unload it really quick, dude. Yeah.
Nice.
But that stuff was fun. It was fun being outside. It was different, and I don't know. That's something I want to share with my future kids.
Yeah, and that's why we're here, man.
Yeah.
Bring in the man. How should I say it? Bringing the awareness to being outside, being respectful of others. You know, like that's kind of the end goal here. Is, people nowadays love technology and all this stuff, so might as well use technology for some good.
Yeah. I will say that there is the flip side to this of people getting outside. It's the respect part.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Ethics.
Yep, ethics.
Like, I'm sorry, you can't just go. And honestly, I've seen it more in ever since I started duck hunting.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of respect that you need to have, not only for the animals, but for other hunters, just nature in general. You know, like, I feel like there's just a lack of respect, and a lot of it has to do with people that, you know, I'll be honest, weren't spanked enough or something,
Yeah.
or just were never taught, and they just think that they can go out and do whatever they want and not get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe they're not doing illegal things, but there's still that aspect of respecting the other hunters and being aware of your surroundings. Like,
Yeah.
I know we've mentioned people, like, seeing us set up and coming through and stuff. and not really caring for the activity that we're doing. But when I started duck hunting, it was actually up in Idaho at the Kootenai Wildlife Refuge in the Panhandle of Idaho. It's a beautiful spot. And I would get there every morning, or anytime I went hunting, it was always, I would get there by 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be set up by like 4:30 and just waiting on go.
Yeah.
Just sitting in the marsh, enjoying nature, enjoying the quiet and the peacefulness of it. And then I'd have people that would walk up, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes before shooting light,
Yep.
walk right next to me, and I'm sitting there, I got my light on, like, showing them, like, hey, this is where I'm going to be hunting. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like, kind of be respectful. I got a shotgun here. Like, I don't want to injure anybody. I don't want to get shot myself.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't care. They just kept on walking. They set up maybe, like, 65 yards away from me.
Oof.
And this was the one time that I've been out hunting and somebody actually has shot at me.
Oh.
And I was like, what the hell, man? So I'm sitting there. I'll tell you this story really quick. I'm sitting there calling in ducks, and I had a little teal come in, just ghost right into the decoys, and she was sitting there as a hen.
Yeah.
And then I had another duck fly over, and I called to and kind of circled back, and I shot that one, and then the teal bounced up, I shot that one, and I went to the further duck to go get it, and then some other ducks had flown in behind me, and the guys that set up in front of me started shooting over me
Oh.
while I'm out there getting the down duck.
Oh my
And I'm
gosh.
sitting there, I just tucked and covered, and I just had steel pellets raining down on me.
Oh.
And I was like, that's it. I said some explicit words to them, packed up my stuff, and I'll be honest, I shot over at them too. As soon as I seen some ducks fly over there, I started busting into them. So hopefully they got some steel rain down on them too. But it's just like, come on.
Dude, I know how it is. I actually have 2 stories like this. So, right before we got our airboat, which has been the best thing ever, we used to go to a place called Shotgun Alley. And it's just a dike where, people line up. And we were set up because we were one of the first ones there. We were kind of set up at the end. And, of course, like, there's guys walking past us because, that's what they're going to do. They want to go set up. So we're like, all right.
Yeah, public lands, man.
Yep. As we're sitting there, we didn't realize that someone came and set up literally 20 feet from us. Like, in front of us to the left a little bit. They set up just on the other side of the dike. And we're sitting there watching these birds, and there's a guy walking by. So he's trying to go back to his buddies because he had to run to the truck. And I see him coming, and there's a bird flying. So we're just like, we won't shoot. The dude on the other side of the dike shot so close to this dude that this dude, like, fell on the ground and, like, rolled down the dike by us because he got shot so close. My dad got up, and he was pissed. The guy was just like, oh, well, it's what happens. I'm like, no, dude.
That should never happen.
That should never, ever happen. That's when we got our airboat. That's when we're just like, we're done with this place. I'm done getting shot at.
Yeah, and that's insane. Like, you think the hunting community would be the best advocates for gun safety and all that. Like, I know hunting accidents happen, but you should never... Going into hunting, you should know how to handle the shotgun or the rifle, even archery tackle. You should know how everything operates before the day of the hunt, and you're just out there winging it. Like, that is one thing you should never wing is
Guns.
firearm safety,
Yep.
archery safety, anything that can cause you or others harm. You should never just be like, oh yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna wing it,
Oh, dude, yeah. The other story was actually fishing.
Really?
Yeah, we got into bass fishing this year, and we instantly loved it. Me, my dad, and my brother, we were just like, oh yeah, we got all the bass stuff. And you know how I said a lot of people got boats? I think not a lot of people should have got boats. We're sitting over there, okay? It was a little bit of a rainy day, so me and my dad are on one boat. My brother-in-law and my brother are on another boat. And we're bass fishing. We're anchored up. We're just staying still. Not a lot of boats that weren't fishermen on the lake. And all of a sudden we see this guy like slalom skiing
Oh, jeez.
out in the rain. And we're like, what the heck? And I kid you not, they came within 20 feet of our boat. We're in a little aluminum boat. They have like the big water bags in the back, so it like sinks down, makes huge waves.
Yeah.
Dude, came within 20 feet of us. I'm over there like holding onto the side. My dad's sitting there yelling at them. My brother-in-law and brother, I thought were gonna walk on water to go and kill this dude, but they didn't even care. Like they didn't realize the rule that you're supposed to be at least, I don't know how far away it is, how far away you're supposed to be on boats. I can't remember. I'm blanking it right now.
Yeah, that's something we'd have to look up.
Yeah, but you're supposed to be a certain distance, and they were definitely not. But the thing was, we were next to like the shore, and there was a whole lake. Like the lake
so,
is like a
in the-
mile long.
Almost in the no wake zone.
Yeah,
Type of deal.
But they had to
It's
come right by
ridiculous.
us. I'm like, dude, why aren't you out in the middle of the lake? Like, I don't care if you slalom ski. Sure, the lake's not mine. I don't care. But to come so close to us, where we're thinking we're going to capsize because of you,
Yeah.
that's a little rough.
It is, and they either didn't realize what was going on, or they were being dicks, and they're like, "Oh, let's go bug the fishermen."
Yeah. It's like, why? It's like, we didn't do anything.
It's like the same kind of people that'll go and like bang pots and pans next to hunters and stuff. You ever heard of that?
Oh yeah,
Like the PETA groups and stuff?
Yeah, I've seen some videos of that actually, and dude,
It's insane. It's like these people, the hunters, have paid their dues. They're legally able to do that. And why would you come and ruin whatever activity they're doing when nobody's bothering you? And like that's a problem with people that are like, oh, animals are this, and we need to be nice to them, and we shouldn't kill them, we shouldn't hunt them, we shouldn't eat them. But it's like, have you not seen how nature works?
yeah,
It is literally the most violent and gruesome thing ever. Like a lot of people that I know, I follow, and I look up to, they don't hunt younger animals. Like they go after the older ones.
no, yeah, the
The
big
ones
trophies.
that are the bigger ones, the older ones, the ones that have been around for a long time, that are like on the verge of death.
Yeah.
And like how a game animal is gonna die in nature is either they're gonna start, their bodies are gonna start deteriorating because they're getting old.
Yep.
They're not gonna be able to fend for themselves, and they're either gonna starve to death, get eaten by a predator, or even like, have you ever seen a bull elk fight another bull elk?
Oh,
or
yeah.
like any male animal fight another male animal?
Yeah.
It is intense. It is not
Dude,
all
it is.
fluffy and cuddly. It is insane. There's pictures. I know there's a picture that's going around, and maybe we can find it and put it on our Instagram. But I want to say it's a mule deer, and he has the head of another mule deer
Oh yes, I've
stuck
seen this.
to his antlers, and that deer's antlers are literally stuck together.
Yep.
And he's just been wandering around with this dead animal's head on him.
Yep.
And like, nature is not friendly. I'm sorry, it is not. And I feel like the hunting community does great for population control. And I feel like, PETA should really look at their facts.
Dude, it's that right there is the population control. It's conservation. Because, okay, like we look at the duck report every year, and you see like how many you can hunt every year and what the numbers are like. It's if we don't take care of it, because there's not enough natural predators to take care of like the duck population, they would all starve to death.
Yep.
Like all these ducks that everyone wants to protect, they'll die.
Yep.
Because
And it's
there's-
not going to be nice, and they're not going to go back into anything. They're just going to, die off.
Yeah, they're all gonna starve to death because there has to be a certain amount of food for all these ducks.
And that's what the organizations like Ducks Unlimited, and
Yeah.
I know Delta
Waterfowl.
has done great things for it. Like all down south, they've sunk millions of dollars into rice farming, which is a dying thing down south. And they work with farmers to help them grow rice because rice is an expensive thing to do in the United States. It takes a lot of water and a lot of land to actually make money on it.
Yeah.
And so what Delta is doing is they're kind of like reinvesting into these farmers' fields to keep them as rice fields instead of going to a more easier and more affordable crop like what was it? I think wheat and corn and
all that
stuff like that. Because what waterfowl really like is, you know, a wet, marshy area, and that's exactly what a rice field is. And I feel like people don't really look at that as like, look at how much we're giving back, you know?
Oh yeah, it's like they don't see what goes behind the curtain. Like, in the airboat association that we're a part of, is every year we go mid-spring, we actually go and fix all the nesting boxes that they have out there. Is you go out there and you literally like take all this straw, you make these really nice nesting boxes so the hens have places to, you know, have their babies.
That's way cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's super fun, but like all these people that don't love hunting, they don't realize what we're always doing, like always going back and, you know, trying to make it a better place. And it's just, it's heartbreaking to see all these people that don't have the facts about what we do and why we do it. They just see it as cruelty.
Yeah, which is nuts. And like, you know, I know we've been harping on hunting a lot, but it's not even that, but just respecting nature and our natural resources that we also put a lot of effort into having. And that's why I brought up the whole de-urbanization thing, is people are moving away from these urban areas into less urban areas, but slowly it's becoming more and more urban here. Like in Utah is a prime example. Like, look at how many people we've had move here within the past like 5 years.
Oh yeah,
There's
it's crazy.
so many people here. And like when more people come in, like the hunting areas get taken up, they get sold, and like it's affecting the animals and the migration routes and things like that. And like nobody is really talking about that, you know, like it's like, come on. We need to figure something out.
It's kind of weird because like when I hear my like dad talk about hunting, like Riverton used to be nothing but farm fields where you could hunt everything. And like places that I've even seen where we used to go hunting by some railroad tracks or old railroad tracks. And I actually just drove past it not too long ago. Dude, there's like a Walmart there now. There's a gas station. There used to be nothing over there. We used to walk for miles and go jump shoot the river all the time. And now I look at it and I'm like, dude, this used to be the spot where we used to go, and it was 20 minutes from our house. And now I'm like, oh shoot, I have to drive 45 hour and a half just to go to places outside of these new areas that people are living and just taking it apart.
Yep, it's insane. That's what this. I hear the same stories all the time. Like when I came back to Utah and started getting into duck hunting, I had this buddy named Dennis, and he was an older dude. And he's like, man, I wish you were here like 20 years ago. This was prime time. This was such good hunting down here. Like, Utah used to be known for its goose hunting.
Oh, yeah.
And the population's kind of deteriorated over the years. And a lot of it is just mismanagement on the government side of things. Did I ever tell you? I think it was in 2008, maybe 2010. I'd have to look it up. But the DNR actually went through, and PETA's going to love this, but the goose population was so bad in Utah, they actually went through smashed nests and gassed geese.
Yes. Didn't they do that on some golf courses?
They did it on golf courses. They did it just everywhere. Anywhere they could net these geese and gas them. They literally just gassed them and threw their bodies away.
Yeah.
They didn't take the meat and donate it to a homeless shelter. They didn't do anything like that. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it could have been handled so much better. And I don't know, I've always talked about it. I'm like, dude, golf courses need a shutdown for 2 days.
Literally,
Like 2 days a week.
especially in the wintertime, shut it down for 2 days a week
And let hunters in.
And sell an extra,
Yeah.
you can make an extra, who knows how much money you can make just from doing that. And all golf courses are technically legal to shoot. You need to be 600 feet away from any structure.
Yep.
Golf courses are,
It's
you
just,
can get
yeah, it's
far
just
out
field.
there and do nothing. There's just fields. And that would handle the goose population extremely quick. It would put food on people's tables that rely on hunting, because there are people that rely on getting the bull elk and doing all that to supplement their food.
Yeah.
Because it is such a better grade of meat than what you can get through the grocery store.
Yeah, dude, like I can tell you how many times every time we would go duck hunting, we would go breast them out, and then we'd walk right over to our neighbors. We'd have a couple neighbors where we knew they needed the meat. They would never come and ask for it, but they would always be so grateful and have the biggest smile on their face when they're like, "Thank you, thanks for helping my family out." So yeah,
Which is how it should be and how it was, a couple hundred years ago. That's how it was.
Yeah.
You had some extra meat, you went out, you trapped some animals, had some extra furs. You would help each other out. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's one thing that our society has also gone away from is community. Like, there's not a whole lot of community out there. And like I usually stick to myself. Like, I associate with all my neighbors in the building that I'm in. Like, I know all of them. I talk to them, hang out with them, have conversations with them. But I just feel like there's not a lot of people that are getting out there, and with this pandemic that's been going on, I feel like it's just been pushing people further away from being with people, literally isolating people, not only from their friends and neighbors, but from their own families.
yeah.
Like, divorce rates are up to insane amounts. Substance abuse is up. Like, it is not good, and I feel like we need to get back to being a community and being a united people, like how we should be.
Yeah.
And I feel like the hunting community and like the outdoorsy community is always more geared towards that.
Yeah, like if you see another hunter, you're gonna be like, "Hey, man, how's it going? How's the hunt?" Like duck hunting, we always ask that. Like, "Hey, dude, how'd you do today?" "Oh, I got a couple pintails." "Cool."
Yeah, and politics is always left out of it. Like, at the end of the day, everybody, this is the activity we enjoy doing, and everybody just gets along.
No one cares. It's like, "Oh, cool. You like hunting? I like hunting." That's all that we need right
Yep.
there. That's all you need to be friends. Like, I will say, yeah, like the community thing is a big thing. And like, I look at my parents' neighborhood, dude, like everybody knows everybody. Okay. My dad is like always wanted to go and like talk to people. And when I moved out, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna start talking to all these people." Dude, no one wants to talk.
Yeah,
No one.
It's nuts. That's where I got lucky with the building I'm in. We're friends with a lot of people in here, but like the building next to me, like, I don't know anybody over there. And we live 500 feet away from each other.
Well, heck, I feel like if my house is on fire, none of my neighbors would even care. They'd just be like,
film it. World star.
Yep, exactly. they would not care.
This is gonna make me go viral. That's the other thing too, is people just not caring.
Yeah.
Like, you see so many videos of people getting messed up, whether it's like wreck their bike, they just got it beat up, like the shit kicked out of them, and people are just filming it. They're not even like breaking up the fight. They're not saying, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah.
They're just watching it happen, and it is so crazy.
Dude, I got a prime example of that. I actually watched something this morning like that.
Really?
So, it's been snowing a lot, and I watched a video of this really steep hill. The guy was sitting there with his wife, just filming these cars, like, wrecking, because they were going so fast. And the first one, it was 2 cars. The first one was sliding down. The lady was like, had no idea what to do. She's like rolling down her window, opening her door, and like, please help me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to be here anymore. And I'm like, dude, get out there and help her. Like,
Yeah.
And she like was like in a panic, and another car starts sliding down. All he says is, stay in the car. And all of a sudden, that car hit the first car, and it hit so hard that it smacked the lady out of the car in the first one.
Jeez.
And she's sitting over there bawling. The dude never moved an inch.
Really?
And I'm like, dude, if that was like me, I wouldn't even be filming. I'd be over there like getting the lady out of the way, take care of her car.
Stopping traffic.
Yeah. Like,
You know, hey, whoa. This hill's super icy. Like, there's accidents going on down the hill. Like, start slowing down right now.
yeah, like, okay, it's a steep hill, but just because you want to see some cars wrecked, like, that lady's having the worst day of her life, and you're sitting over there giggling in the video.
Yeah, be respectful of others. You have no idea what is going on inside their head. You have no idea what's going on inside their life. And, the respect is gone out of society. It is nuts. Community is gone. Like,
You never know when someone's having a bad day.
no, you don't.
Like, I always like to say, a smile can hide a lot.
Yep.
Just because you see someone smiling doesn't mean they're having a good day.
Look at Robin Williams.
Yeah.
He's a prime example.
Exactly.
He's even quoted saying, like, some of the saddest people on earth
Are the ones that make people
are
laugh
the ones
the
that
most.
make people laugh the most because they do not want anybody to go through what they're dealing with.
Yep.
And, you know, just being a nice person. Don't be a dick.
Just check on your friends every once in a while. Like, just make sure everybody's good. Like, just be a good human being. That's the rule today, is be a good human being.
Be a good human being. Be a gentleman. Be a lady. Be respectful.
Exactly.
Respect yourself and respect others.
Dude, it's a rough one.
It is. We'll come around. People will come around.
People
eventually.
will. It's just they have to learn from their stupid mistakes first.
Yeah, the problem is some people just never learn.
Oh, dude, yeah. But
I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Well, right on. We're about to hit that mark. So, final thoughts, closing remarks.
Closing remarks, dude. Huh.
All right, any final thoughts for us?
Dude, it's just be respectful. I think that's all we got to take from today. It's just everyone needs to be a good human to other people. We just need to find that and get back to being good.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, it doesn't matter if you're a hunter, you're a fisher, you're a PETA supporter,
Bird watcher.
bird watcher.
I
Yep.
love watching birds. I love birds.
I do.
That's why I enjoy duck hunting
Yeah.
so much.
Ducks, geese, swan.
Yep.
everything.
Just get you out in nature. But yeah, man. My final thoughts. I kind of wanted to go over why I wanted to name this the Salty Gentleman.
Ah, dude, yes.
I know. In today's terms, salty means you're a little bit mad, little upset. But I was thinking more of like the Wild West days lingo. So I'm a big fan of Louis L'Amour
Okay.
and how they used to describe like a tough person. You know, like that guy's strong.
Yeah.
That guy's like a solid dude.
Yeah.
Was that guy salty? Like that guy.
It was salty.
That's a salty gunman. That's a salty man. Like
Yeah.
he's a salty character. You know.
It's like gruff and
Yeah, being tough. You know.
rough, tough, and
And I thought that went perfectly hand in hand with being a gentleman. There's another saying that kind of sums up what I'm saying, but everybody can be respectful, but at the end of the day, you also have to have that in you to raise the black flag and slit some throats.
that's true. Yeah.
You know, like you gotta get a little salty out there, even though you're a gentleman.
Yeah. It's just being able to, hold your own and working hard, but also being able to, be a gentleman, dude.
Yeah.
Take care of your woman. Take care of everybody.
Being exactly what we were talking about today. Just being respectful. I think that's one takeaway we can have is just be respectful of others, being respectful of other people's beliefs, religions, what they like to do, whatever. I mean, unless it's like they're pedophiles or some shit. Don't respect them, people. All right, I'm sorry. There's certain limits to this in society to function, but
respect those who
deserve
respect. Exactly.
Boom.
Dude, yeah, I think those are some good closing remarks.
I think that's good.
Dude, well, this has been the Salty Gentleman Podcast. Thanks for tuning in with us, and we will see you guys next week.